Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Mongooli Show. We've got a lot of stuff to take a look at this week, including two new raid teams, a brand new raid, Thanos Endgame is coming to the game very soon, and a whole lot more. Let's jump right into the video. All right, so last Saturday, somebody was trying to tell me in chat about how the fact that they were sneakily updating the raids for Incursion 2.3, or maybe all the incursions, so that they were actually including higher level characters, including purple ISO. Now, I was still being able to sim the raid, so I wasn't too concerned about it, and I was just having fun with chat, so I didn't pay too much attention to that, and I really should have, and I do apologize to the team member who did point that out to me. Turns out that was a bug that was not supposed to be happening, and so Scopely is actually going to give us compensation for this. Now, I don't think that it was a major deal. As I said, I was still able to sim them, and I'm not that high of a player, so I don't think it was the end of the world, but the fact that we're getting free stuff for this is actually pretty decent, and I will absolutely take it, so that's pretty cool. There's a nice little surprise when we logged in today for the end of the pool party event. Now, this was something they didn't really advertise that I'm aware of. It just kind of showed up, and it's 10 million gold, as well as 500 power cores, some training modules, some premium orbs, some mega orbs, and even a 7-day login streak. This is pretty cool for just something they threw in randomly for a celebration. As far as free stuff goes, 10 million gold is nothing to sniff at, so thank you very much for this, Scopely. I do appreciate it. Unfortunately, Scopely giveth, and Scopely taketh away. There was also a thing that should have probably been a web blog, but unfortunately wasn't, and it was kind of hidden, and it felt a little bit dirty. Like, you see, this is actually pretty far down in the messaging on these, and like, realistically, how many people even read these? I know I didn't. Where it says that starting with the Annihilation team, direct diamond promotions for most characters will be available as event rewards within 1 month of the character's release. Now, who knows if that's going to be something at like milestone 14 that you're going to be able to get, or milestone 19, which you are not. I know where my guess is. Red Star and Diamonds can still be obtained in Red Star and Diamond Orbs, but direct promotions in the Elite Store will only become available after the 3 months the character has been released. Not the end of the world, because you're not likely to have the character at 7 diamonds or 7 stars by that point anyways, but then we scroll down a little bit and it just gets worse. So here we see, similarly, character shards will not be added to bumps until around 3 months has passed after release. Character shard availability after release will be shifted to event rewards, character orbs, and battle passes, which will offer an extended period of time for earning character shards. Now, generally speaking, characters are farmable around the 4-month mark, and you should have them at 6 stars around the 6-month mark. They're saying that that's not going to change. It just means that you're going to have less options to get the characters prior to that 4-month mark. So this is their way of kind of reining in a little bit, and so if you bought the characters during their initial release, you're going to get a little bit more of an advantage over the free-to-play players for a little bit longer. So if you're free-to-play, you kind of get screwed. If you're pay-to-win, you're going to get a little bit of extra bonus there. This isn't the end of the world. This isn't sky is falling, but it's definitely not good for the player base. Now, that being said, this is still better than the game was like a year ago as far as new characters go. So I don't think this is awful. It's just not as good as it has been for the last like 6 months or whatever it's been. Probably longer. Anyways, just wanted you to know this is happening, so be on the lookout for that, or don't be on the lookout for characters in bumps until they hit that 3-month mark. That's all. All right, and the big news this week is the new Orcus raids. Now, we're getting 2 new raid teams as well as the new Orcus raids, which actually comes in 2 parts, as there's 2 separate versions of it. Not difficulties per se, as they are the same difficulty, but just a longer and a shorter version that'll give you different rewards. Now, the imagery here that we're looking at, if you're not familiar with it, is called Mother Mold. What this storyline is, it's from the House of X Powers of 10 storyline, which is the start of the X-Men Krakoan age. And what it is this Orcus team decided to build, if you're not familiar with the Sentinels, or if you're semi-familiar with the Sentinels, there are the regular Sentinels, those are the ones that are hunting you down in the cartoon show. There's Master Mold, which looks like a giant Sentinel sitting in a chair that actually is a factory that creates Sentinels. And then there's this thing, which is Mother Mold, which creates Master Molds, which creates Sentinels. It's a little bit silly, but so be it. This is what we're looking at. The reason it's right next to the sun like this is because they wanted to bring on artificial AI and have it be sentient, but in case it was crazy and wanted to destroy all of humanity, they could just launch it into the sun if it was like, oh crap, that didn't work. So kudos on them for thinking ahead, I guess. Anyways, not important for what this is, just in case you're not familiar at all and you're like, what on earth are we looking at? That's what you're looking at. Now, as far as the actual raids go, they're going to go live on Monday, it sounds like. And we're going to have two new teams. We don't know the composition of those new teams just yet. So hopefully that'll be coming in the very near future. But we do know that there's going to be two separate versions of the raid. There's going to be the raid on Orcus and raid on Orcus Omega. They're the exact same difficulty. The only difference is one is 51 nodes and one is 71 nodes. Now, the Omega, which is the 71 nodes, is going to give better rewards because you have to spend more resources to do it. But again, not harder, just longer. I'm sure there's a dick joke in there, but whatever. So you're going to still be using your Biomutant, Mystic Skill, and Tech team. So you're only limited by the bio sense of it. You don't have to use the new bio team per se, but it does mention that you're going to get a bit of a buffer or a bonus, I guess, if you do use the 5 teams that they require, or that they don't require, sorry, the 5 teams they recommend, which is Orcus, Hive Mind, Extreme X-Men, Night Stalkers, and Spider Society. Now, we know three members of the Night Stalkers team. This is gonna be Man Thing, where Karen, Page, and Moon Knight. And then we're probably going to get one more rework, and then I believe we're going to get a legendary character. A lot of people are speculating Blade. I wouldn't be surprised if it's actually Dracula, but who knows? We'll have to see when that goes live. And then as far as the Orcus team goes, expect things like Bastion, Nimrod, a Mach 4 Sentinel. I personally would be totally fine if like they gave Nimrod a special ability where you could actually bring as many Sentinels as you wanted as long as you brought Nimrod. That would actually be totally fine with me. But I'm aware that they want to sell 5 characters, not 2, so that's not likely to happen. Maybe we get them as a spawn. That'd be kind of cool. Who knows? There's also things like the Tri-Sentinel or Sentinel Prime, stuff like that. Maybe Cassandra Nova, although that's not really the Orcus storyline, but she does work with the Sentinels in other stories, so maybe, I don't know, we'll see. She was just in the new Deadpool movie, so it's possible, but I wouldn't count on it. Now, if you use one of these teams, you're going to get a bonus to everything except for your health. Now, the reason they're doing this is so that if you have Orcus at like 3 stars, you're still able to compete. The higher the difficulty you go, the less of a bonus you're going to get, because theoretically you're going to get the characters at 4, 5, 6, 7 stars, diamonds even. So you won't need that bump as much, but you are still going to get this bump even if you do have 3 diamonds on your entire team, unless this goes away at some point down in the future, which they don't mention that it will. It does mention these are player characters buffs, so this is not going to be for everybody. So the raid is not getting tougher because of these buffs. So if you come across Hive Mind in one of the raid nodes, they should not be stronger. They should be at base speed. You'll be stronger. So that's kind of cool. Now, if you're able to do this, you are going to get prize payouts at 10, 40, 70, and 100%, as well as a first-time reward at 50% if you're doing difficulty 1 or higher. The rewards are going to include Crimson Gear, Armory 19 Orbs, Teal Gear, Teal Epic, Teal Elite, T2 ISO 8 credits, T2 level 4 ions, raid credits, and elite raid credits. No word yet on exactly when we're going to find out about the new Orcus team. Just know that they're coming down in the future, as well as the rest of the Night Stalkers team. So be on the lookout. I'm sure we'll cover that as soon as we know what those are here on the channel. So feel free to hit that subscribe button if you want to know that when it comes out. Now, I feel like something happened on Wednesday, and I don't have it in any of my notes, and I can't find it in game, so I do apologize. It's scratching the back of my brain, but I just can't quite get there, so we're going to move on. But if you're like, hey, why didn't you mention this? Leave a comment down below, and I'll be like, oh, crap, that's what it was. That's what I missed. Thank you. It's getting late. I don't know why I can't think of what it is, but there's something. I'm sure there was something, and I just can't think of what it was. All right, this week it's called the All Aboard the Thanos Copter. Why not? Sure. And what we're looking at here is on Monday, we're going to get a new battle pass with Black Panther Shuri. So that's going to be the start of maybe not the farmable Illuminati, but at least easier to get Illuminati. So that's decent. As well as the raid on Orcus goes live. That's exciting. I'm always here for new content, although it's a little bit weird that we're getting the raid before we even know what the 2 teams are, but so be it. On August 23rd, we're going to be getting Thanos in the game, where you can unlock him with 675 power cores, or, money, depending on how you want to do it. So make sure you're on the lookout for the red star orbs, as they will include increased chance to get red stars on your Thanos. Now, this is the last part of the Annihilation team, and I don't know about you guys, but so far this Annihilation team is destroying me in the arena. I was talking about how I was usually in like the top 5 to 12 range. Now I'm at like 27th or something like that. Some part of that is just that I haven't haven't had as much time to play the game this week, but a good chunk of that is like Gore and Gladiator are destroying me. I've got Gladiator because I spent some power cores on him. I don't have Gore, and I just haven't found a great way to deal with this team yet. So if you've got any suggestions, leave them down below. I'd love to hear what you've come up with, and if we come up with a really good solution, maybe we'll even make a video on it so everybody else can share in on that. Now, as far as this weekend goes, we've got the Weekend Arena Warriors event. This started last weekend. It's a 2-day event where you're going to want to do your arena battles, and you're going to want to do it with the Annihilation team. Yes, even Silver Surfer. Now, thankfully, you only have to use Silver Surfer for one battle, assuming this is the same milestones as last week, and I'm assuming they're going to change a little bit to include Gore, but I could be wrong. In fact, no, I'm not. They're going to change it to include Gore. That's the only thing that makes sense. So be on the lookout for that starting tomorrow at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It actually says your local time. So I don't know if they're going to make this 2 p.m. like everywhere, like it's going to roll out at different times. That seems very weird. It's possible, I guess, but all right, so be it. Anyways, make sure you're playing your arena battles is basically what this boils down to, and make sure you're using the Annihilation members that you've got at least enough to get the bonus points. There's some pretty decent rewards in this for what it is. It's not quite as good, I think, as the Mercs for Money weekend event that we had for like up 2 months. That was amazing. That was a great influx of gold, but this is still really solid, so make sure you are participating with it. All right, also starting on Monday, we've got the Annihilator Initiative. This is the new month-long event, although I just lied because it's actually only 21 days long. There's nothing terribly exciting on this list. It's a lot of character shows for characters that have been out for a really long time, like the Secret Defenders and Silver Surfer, so there's nothing too exciting there. There are these Gladiator Team Orbs and Gore Team Orbs. I'm not really sure what those are, but if they're going to be a way to help you unlock those characters or get those characters stronger, I'm going to be very happy about that. And there is the Cosmic Power Player Frame, which is not something I care all that much for, but it does look pretty. Probably not one that I'm going to use, but it's cool to have. There's also a leaderboard associated with this. So if you can get into the top 2,000, you'll be rewarded with diamonds for Gore. You can also get Crimson gear as well as Diamond Champion 3 orbs, and everybody who participates is going to get some T2 level 5 ions, which is actually quite nice. Now, this is not an event that I'm going to say you're going to want to push too hard for unless you're going to spend a lot of money, because let's face it, unless you're spending money, it doesn't matter if you get the diamond for Gore, because you're not going to have a 7-star Gore anytime soon. So if you're spending heavily, great, go for it. If not, don't worry about it. Just take the free T2 level 5 ions and the Armory 18 stuff and just be happy with it and move on with your life. Now, the very first event of this is going to be one where you're going to want to be using campaign nodes to get Illumination Orb Fragments. Now, the problem with that is we've got an event on right now with the Diamond Claws where you're also wanting to spend where you also want to spend energy to do campaign nodes. And I think that one's actually going to be better for players. So you're not necessarily going to want to save for this event so much as you want to go heavy into your Old Man Logan event that is going on right now. The reason for that is Old Man Logan is out in the game at this exact moment, so you might as well try and get those diamonds if you can, if you're anywhere close. Otherwise, I mean, sure, save up and go for this if that's what you want to do. That's fine. There's also the Open Gleaming Gold Orb. You're going to get 15,000 points for this. Now, this is a limit of one. You can only do this one time, and you're only going to really want to do this one time. Basically, this is a way of getting a 24-karat Black Knight costume. Now, if we take a look in game, we can see what the Black Knight costume looks like, and I'm not a fan. These pure gold costumes are not for me. I'm sure they're super easy for the team to do, and that's probably why they like doing them, but they're not very incentivizing for me. Now, I heard Doolam was on Valley Flying, and he was mentioning that if they had done this character like they did the Death Pool, where it was like black and gold, that would actually look pretty dope, and I got to agree with him. That would have been cool. I don't know that I would have spent money on the orb because it's probably going to be a pretty expensive orb, but it would have been a whole lot cooler than this. I'm not sure who's crying out for these golden characters. Let me know in the comments if this is your thing, but it's just not mine, guys. I'm sorry. You're also going to get gold radioactive treats and a chunk of cosmic threat progress if you do buy that orb. And there is a web milestone associated with it as well. Now, for the web milestone, you're going to want to play in raid battles. You've got 8 days to do it, and you're going to get 100 points per. You only need 3,600 points, so that's only 36 raid battles over the course of 8 days. Pretty much as long as you have a pulse, you should be able to finish this off very, very easily. And speaking of easy content that you only need a pulse to participate in, we've got the quick Rumble Blitz next Friday with the Infinity Watch team, which has been out for so incredibly long that even new players should have these characters at 7 stars and be able to crush this event very quickly. All right, and that's all we got for you this week. Now, if it feels like we raced through that, it's because we absolutely did, because this is my 3rd time recording this because I've had audio issues, and I'm just praying that I don't have an echo on this one when I do it. So fingers crossed that this is the version you see and I don't have to do this for a fourth time, as it is already 1 in the morning. Now, if you want to, we usually record these live over at twitch.tv/the Mongooli show, so you can head over there and hit that follow button if you want to just hang out with me in real time. We do a lot of Marvel Strike Force, and we play some other games as well. Currently, we've been really enjoying Hollow Knight. It's a great little game if you're familiar with that one, but primarily it is Marvel Strike Force. If you made it this far in the video, you probably enjoyed it. Consider hitting that like button, as it actually does help this channel out quite a bit. It doesn't just feed my ego and narcissism, although it does do that quite nicely. It actually helps the YouTube algorithm know that this is something that they should get out to more and more people. So if you like this video and you want to see this channel grow, that's one of the best ways you can do it. If you haven't already, you can hit that subscribe button, as that's also a great way to support this channel and help you guys, because we make Cosmic Crucible videos, news videos, and some fun lists and stuff here and there. So if you want more access to that, if you want more information for the game, hit the subscribe button and you'll get every video that I make in your inbox. Sorry, I'm tired. I kind of just rambled on, but whatever. The last thing I want to talk about before I let you guys go is I just recorded a show with Cleaning Agent and Run 7 on my movie podcast. It's not live just yet, but it should be in the next couple of days. I'm getting it edited by Jacob over at JBD Homes Productions to make it look as good as possible. What it is we take a movie franchise, break it down by movie, give it an overall score, and place it on our board to see how it stacks up against other movie franchises. The Mad Max episode is live right now. You can go check that one out, and it's a lot of fun. And we just recorded the video for the Highlander franchise. So if you want to check that out, give it a couple of days. It should be live over there, and I'm really excited for that one. It was an absolute blast to record last night on Twitch with those guys. Really, really fun episode. There's also a poll going on this YouTube, my other YouTube, Facebook, Discord, where you can vote for what franchise you want us to do next. So if that interests you at all, feel free to vote in all 4 of those different things. That would be amazing, and we'll do one of those franchises. I think right now it's kind of neck and neck between Blade and Predator. So if that interests you at all, great. If not, so be it. But as always, Commanders, I hope you're safe. I hope you're well. And until next time, good luck to you. God, I hope this one actually recorded properly.